I was so excited that I could really come over here and give it my all this time.
Russell, it's great to have you here.
The pleasure is all mine, sir.
So how's it been going so far, your little tour of the UK?
Well, I wouldn't say little.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's great. We had the Long Road Festival, which was massive. I don't know how many people. There was a sea of people. And now, we played O2 in Bristol last night, and that was epic. And so, God, this is our last show tonight, probably 6 or 7 shows in.
Yeah.
It's been insane.
So little's the wrong word. I was just being,
No, I
friendly.
know, I'm kidding. I know.
No, it's amazing to have you back. I saw you at C2C when you were here last time. And one of the things that struck me more than anything is the command of the stage. This kind of, you really do, have that, you capture the whole thing and have the audience right there.
Mm-hmm.
Is there much of a difference with the US-UK vibe? Or do you notice much of a difference when you're playing here or not?
Yeah. I feel like they're more attentive. I feel like they're more open to, like a chant, like a good chant. I know you guys love a good chant over here. Yes. And that's what I've realized. And sometimes they'll just like take over. They're there. They're like already in it. And, they'll turn it into a soccer stadium chant in no time.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about it too. But if if I'm playing a very slow, intimate, like, lyrical song, they're right. They're quiet. It's like eerily quiet. Like, are you guys awake? Are you guys listening? So it's like, it's a very drastic to where I feel like over in the States, it's more like play the hits, like, play Blue Tacoma, play your, play the hits.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well,
which is great.
Yeah, of course it is. But and also it's a different vibe for you, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
So it's song release day for you today.
Yeah, EP release day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does that feel?
Incredible. We were just next door having a little champagne toast before we came in here. But yeah, Bones the EP is out today everywhere, and it's 5 songs, Bones plus 4 brand new ones. And it really is just kind of like last year we put out a summer EP with about five or so songs on it. And then this year we put out it's basically like a fall EP as we're going summer. I found out you guys don't have summer here, by the way, or it's like 3 weeks long. Apparently that's a thing. And so
today you picked a good day to be here. It's our summer.
It's so perfect.
Yeah.
But as we're in the States transitioning out of summer into fall, this is like it's a more reflective, more nostalgic, reminiscent on the days around, like you sit around a fire and you have some of those incredible nights and conversations that you'll never forget. And that's just kind of the gist of the overall gist. It's just like that moving into fall, that fall transition kind of EP.
Which is kind of where we all are now in our minds as well, the end of summer. And we've been playing Bones on here on Smooth Country, and it's the second most played song on country radio.
I heard, which is insane.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah, I saw the chart. It was Luke Combs and then Bones.
Yeah, which is an incredible start to the EP, isn't it?
Huge.
Just tell me about the song Miss You So. It originally started out as an emo tune.
Yeah.
So... And you've changed it, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Radically. So how did that come about?
This song just popped into my head. This was probably, 8 so months ago, maybe a year ago. I don't know. But it's like, I remembered that song from, I think the actual song came out in like 2003 maybe. So that was back, in my high school days. And it just popped into my head and I was like, that chorus is kind of crazy. It's just very simple. I want you to know that I miss you so. Very simple. But I was like, I think I could turn this into a country song. And so I got with some of my friends who appreciate that same emo music from back in the day. And we just got together and kind of wrote a song about, high school and finding an old burnt CD from because I remember back in high school where, you'd like, if I was going away for the weekend or whatever, like my girlfriend in high school was like, make a little burnt CD like of our song. Like, oh yeah. And so it just kind of taken from that experience of high school in those days. And, again, the burnt CD and just like putting it in and it just takes you back.
Absolutely. I mean, you're bringing me back to that now. And when you went on holiday or something, you made little cassettes or CDs especially for it.
Right.
I mean, how easy is it these days for people who love music? They just, stream or download or listen to country radio.
Right.
That's for sure. But that's absolutely amazing. I've listened to both songs, by the way, the emo original and then your version. And you couldn't get more 180 degrees away, could you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about music is like it's the same lyric, but it's the same chord progression too. We took the exact same chords from the song and made it into what is now Miss You So. And Finch back in the day had Letters to You. And it was really what a crazy story about this song is our first show of this year back in January. We had a fill-in guitar tech who was ours had just gotten married, so he was on his honeymoon. And we had a fill-in guitar tech, and I'm playing songs just for my band guy. Like, this is what I've been writing over the holidays or whatever. And I play him this song, and my bass player, Kevin, was like, dude, this is insane because our fill-in guitar tech actually plays guitar in Finch right now.
Ah, okay.
He's not an original member, but he plays guitar for this random band. Not random. They were huge. Sorry. Back in 2003. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
he plays guitar in this band currently. And so I like brought him in there, played him the song, he sent it to the band guys, and they were like freaking out. They were like, what the heck? This is crazy. Like, is he going to put this out?
Yeah.
And like now here it is, it released today and it's like the focus track and it's just like, it's just cool to that's just a crazy story to me.
Was meant to be. It's like a proper, it all fit, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I've got to say as well, I was checking out your socials and I think you were walking down the street in Bristol, maybe before or after the gig, and you gave us a sample of an English accent. Yeah. Which I thought was incredible because I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes people from America, when they try the English accent, it sounds a bit like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins or whatever,
Right.
But yours is bang on.
Is it proper?
Give us a little bit.
I mean, if it just had some bangers and mash and we go down to the old Kentish town and we just had a proper breakfast.
Yeah, that really tickled me this morning. But on the way in, I thought, oh, wow, that really is good.
Thank you.
So have you been over here loads then? Because like I said, I saw you at C2C. You're here now.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been previously as well?
Yeah. A ton. We've been, this has got to be our 7th, 8th time over here. It's 3 C2Cs, I think.
Yeah.
I think we've done 3. And we've done this festival called Nashville Meets London. We've done Darius Rucker. We played Royal Albert Hall with Darius Rucker, which is insane. That's London, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to cut that part out.
Big
Yeah, it was London for sure.
Yeah.
We played Royal Albert Hall with Darius Rucker. So we did a whole European tour over here. And my own headlining tour. So this has got to be 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Or 7 or 8 times.
The reason I ask is because that English accent has clearly been, you've been hearing a lot of it over the years for
sure.
Yeah. One of the other things I had in my mind was because I got a vibe off you when you were performing that a bit of a party guy, maybe a bit of a good time. And then you kind of answer that on the way in here when you said we were just across the road in the bar.
Yeah.
And for people watching this is kind of like a lunchtime-y time. So are you getting ready for the gig tonight? or am I dropping...
What you're saying is you're day drink. Yes.
Yeah.
We are day drinking.
Or am I dropping you in it? I don't mean to.
No, yeah. I mean, well, we were just walking by. We had a few extra minutes, and it's release day, and we're just kind of I'm a seize the day kind of guy.
Yeah.
And no time like the present to, and I'm really proud of this EP that we just put out, and so it's just a fun little celebration. We got Annie here, the head of my label, co-prez of the label, and so. Yeah. Why wouldn't we celebrate?
Why not? And it's, a Friday and all that.
Friday, we're in London. This is the last show of the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're heading to Canada next, is that right?
Yep. We're headed to kicking off in Vancouver with Sam Hunt.
I mean, when, obviously it's an awful lot easier for you to tour around the States, right? In more your neck of the woods. But when you've got this ahead of you and you travel overseas, do you look forward to that? Or is that kind of like, it kind of has to be done, to keep the fans happy over there?
That's a great question. I will say sometimes yes. Sometimes I'm just being completely honest. Like we tour and tour and tour and tour and tour, and then sometimes they just slap the UK on the end of the year, and you're like, oh man, it's like, and not that we don't want to come over here. It's just the fact that it's like we go and go and go and go, and they just like throw it. Sometimes it's just thrown on the end, and so this year it was so exciting because it's in August. We just wrapped up the summer tour. That was beautiful, and then instead of instead of just getting Russell Dickerson's leftovers, you're getting the full thing now. It's right in the middle of August, and it's towards we've had a beautiful, not an easy summer, but it's been not too heavy of a load. Boom, pop over here, 6-7 shows. And this is like, I was so excited that I could really come over here and give it my all this time.
And like you say, I mean, you played the long road. I saw you at C2C. You've played it numerous times. We get a sample of you at those festivals, right? But then when it's your own gig, you can really just, lay it all out there for us, can't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, because we were just talking, like, what's been the best shows? And Long Road was insane. I mean, just a sea of people. But last night in Bristol, we were just joking because, like, again, the crowds will just take over in like a soccer stadium chant. And so they start chanting this thing, and it was like, Russell, down in me, 8, 7, 6, and 7. And I was like, why? What are you guys doing? They're like, you have 8 seconds to finish your drink. And I'm like, what? And so like we're doing this chant back and forth, you know what I mean? And so obviously chug it, throw it out, woo, party. But it's like those moments, like you can't really, if there's a strict time limit, you can't really do that. And so it's just fun to have the freedom to stop the entire show and just let that crowd interaction happen. Like that's what I love, and I think that's what's really special about what we call the RD party. Is it's not just me getting up there and singing these songs. It's like it's an evening together.
That's exactly the impression I got when I was there in the audience too, and they were just really the vibe thing. They were just feeding off it, which is brilliant. How does that fit in though? With obviously touring is your bread and butter, and you're away from home loads and stuff like that. But do you then book some time to be at home with the family and away from all this madness? do you do that too?
Yeah, we try to balance it as best we can, but my family does come out a good bit. Like we have a bus where we throw our 2 boys in the bottom bunks and zip them in and everything. So we do try to keep the family together as much as possible. Because when we're home, I'm still working, I'm still writing, I'm still recording, I'm still, media interviews and popping here and there. So it really is like if we're on the road, for the most part, we try to keep the family together so we can, so they can see their father.
Sure. Well, I guess, that kind of softens the blow a bit. And like most people can't do that. Like in their profession.
Right.
So that's quite a good place to be. You mentioned Darius earlier on in touring with him. I know you toured with Thomas Rhett quite a bit as well over the years. Is there anybody that you'd like to collaborate with kind of going forward? Maybe with a new project or something? Has that ever crossed your mind, like for the future?
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolutely. There's so many great artists in country music. I mean, there always has been, but... yeah, I mean, there's like I got to tour with Tim McGraw back in 2022, and so I mean, I'd love to have a song with him. Carly Pierce is another fave. We go way back. We toured together in 2019. It's called the Way Back Tour. Great friend, Lainey Wilson, obviously. Funny fact, she was on a song that I wrote with this band called King Calloway. She was featured on a song that I wrote, and that was just a fun fact. Maybe we put that one out together. Yeah, that's off the top of the dome there. Yeah. I don't know.
And I just threw that at you, but because you're right, but country music has Are you guys aware of that over, when you're just going about your business in the States, just how it's exploded here? especially in the UK. I mean, obviously you're living it whilst you're playing the gigs here. But when you're back over in the States, do you realize, or do you know, or people talk to you about just how big it's become?
I mean, maybe not. I don't know. It's like we just, country music has become so universal. It is crazy to see it explode. But when it really is, when you get your boots on the ground over here, is when you really realize it. Because, I mean, there hasn't been a show that's not packed that we've played over here. I'll say it. I'm not the biggest dog in country music, but the fact that we can come over here and, play these cities we've been to maybe 2 years ago, 4 years ago it's been,
Yeah.
and to still come back over here and fill a room is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Well, no, that's very special. Well, listen, have a wonderful time tonight.
We shall.
It sounds like you're in party mode, so they're in for a treat, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a Friday. It's the last show of the tour. It's release day. It's time for a party.
It's all falling into place. Well, it's a pleasure to be part of that party. Russell, thank you for popping in.
Hey, man, pleasure's all mine. Thanks for having me.